If I would have been playing an MMORPG, you know what the first thing I would have said about this later half of the end of this episode? I would have said, a bunch of freaking noobs, learn how to raid, learn your class. That's exactly what I would have said at the actual ending part of this episode. All in all, Log Horizon did a really good job of showing the different aspects of MMORPG raids, about dungeons, and how certain things can happen if people in parties don't do what they're supposed to do. For instance, when you have a sorcerer want to run up in the front and think he's a tank and gets literally just raped, well, that's kind of obvious. You would lose and your entire party might get wiped out in a freaking dungeon. So, getting to see the way this episode was, it just agitates my gamer feels because I play so much MMORPGs. So when I see just them, the party doing something so freaking stupid, I'm like, listen to Minori. She's the only one in the party that seems to know what the hell is going on and how to, at the very least, know how to do tactics. I mean, Toya, he knows how to be a tank. At the very least, he's a tank, but he's not a very good tank because, as you can see, he ran ahead in the middle part of this episode and got a bunch of aggro all over him with a bunch of enemies. And then, of course, Rundelhaus decided to attack with his, fire move that could cause a lot of area effect aggro and made them all come after him. And, of course, any actual healer might not be able to heal him in time because the tank that's actually up close range would have to run, leave his position, and leave his back open for enemies just to save the sorcerer. So, all in all, there's just some agitating things. Not because this episode was bad, it was because the way they managed to show mechanics of MMORPGs was really good. They were spot on with how people act in RPGs. So I was very shocked about it. It was really freaking good episode. I enjoyed that. The animation and the fights and all that were really unexpected. I love the way they drew the skeletons. The skeletons actually were really cool looking. I like that. Now, the beginning part and middle part of this episode really focused on, I guess, politics and diplomatic situations, what's going on with Shiroe and Krusty. Now, as we can see from this actual episode, people of the land are trying to form relationships with the adventurers. Now, we already knew this from the last episode, but what is really shown now is that, for instance, they're wanting to have, a relationship with the adventurers before they could get them on their side to be able to get more wealth and power. Because if an adventurer comes in and helps him on quest, and, let's say, covers a caravan to another town to be able to get wealth, they will actually profit from that. And that's what the people of the land want. As we all know from the beginning of the first episode, there's no quests that are being given out now. The people of the land are not giving out quests. And the real reason why I say they're not giving out quests is because a bunch of adventurers don't have the teleportation ability to be able to go around to different towns in the world. So, of course, these other towns that as we can see, the people of the land actually have more human emotions now, really cannot get any quests given since there's nobody going to be over there in the first place. So I can see how the quests are dying down there and why they're in such a dire need of getting the adventurers on their side for a certain specific town. I like the way they're going with it. The politics are really strong in this episode and the way the series is taking course at. The action is literally taking a back burner to the series, and this series is literally just developing into an economic type politic discussion anime. Now, I'm not one for politics. I hate politics. But I will say this, I do like it in my anime because it adds some really good discussion and really just interesting plot development. Tell me what you think about this episode of Log Horizon. Did you hate it? Did you like it? What did you think about all that freaking dramatic developments? And you MMORPG players out there, or any RPG players out there, what did you think about that freaking fellow of a party that did not know what the hell to do? Rundelhaus is the example of a noob who thinks he's the best there is in the party. And that will not work. Everybody has their own role to play. And that is one thing I don't like about Rundelhaus, but maybe he might develop as a really good character. Well, everybody, you have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. If you enjoyed my video content, please subscribe to my channel. Tell me what you think about this episode. Everybody, Chibi out.